Good evening, one and all present here. Myself, Bhargav Hattakar. I am from third year of Computer Science and Engineering Department, and I welcome all of you on behalf of Voice Club for this wonderful program of career opportunities after engineering. That we are having a panel discussion today. So we'll be having many special guests and speakers to speak. Hello, am I clearly audible? I hope I'm clearly audible to everyone. If yeah, oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. So yeah, as I was saying, today we'll be having a panel discussion of the four wonderful personalities that you are able to see on your screen right now. So again, I would like to welcome all of you to this wonderful program arranged by Voice Club. So Voice is an official club of SGGS IENT. I request all of you if you can kindly mute yourself. That would be very good. Yeah, so we are expecting more and more participants. Yes, yes. So as I was saying, Voice is a club, official club of SGGS IENT, which focuses on the three principles of character, competence, and culture. So yeah, under competence, we are organizing this program of career opportunities after engineering. So yeah, generally you see after engineering there are so lots and lots of opportunities available for all the engineering graduates, and certainly we feel some kind of uncertainty in students that which stream they would like to go and commit to. So yeah, today we'll be having a discussion on that, and you can ask lots of questions to this wonderful speakers over here. They will be presenting their life experiences and their opinions uh, and whatever they have learned through so many experiences. So I would like to welcome all of you again, and I am quite sure that you will be really enjoying and learning some very important tips for your career guidance through this session. Yeah. So let me just start off with saying that yeah today we have a very special guest with us. So from SGGS IENT we have Dr. Arun Kumar Patil sir. He is the Dean of Students Affairs in SGGS IENT. So thank you so much sir for coming all the way to this program, and as always you are kind enough to give your valuable time to Voice Club activities. So I welcome you sir.
Thank you, Bhargav.
Yeah, sir. So, sir, would you like to guide or speak some few words about this program, that like how students should take this program and what they can learn from this kind of panel discussion?
Yes, Bhargav, just I'm on the way from my village to Nanded, and I'm really happy to see that some of the speakers are our students. I
Yeah,
I'm really proud feeling I have today because the people like Pawan, and I think Pawan, at least I know, he is our student. I welcome Deepak sir, Pawan, Bhim sir, and Sairaj. Yeah, and I really appreciate you people for connecting all these mm, uh, great jewels and together, and you form a great necklace today. So, without much wasting time, I appeal to all the students that take a benefit of each and every activity that is organized by Voice Club. Voice Club is our proud. When I join as a Dean Students Affairs, I found that Voice Club is arranging so many good activities towards nation building, towards spirituality, and this is somewhere lacuna in other institutes that is fulfilled here in HGGS by Voice Club. So I once again on behalf of HGGS Institute, I welcome all the dignitaries and I appreciate the efforts of Voice Club and welcome all the participants. I am on the way, therefore I may not be connected completely. Sometimes I may get disconnected, Bhargav. So thank you very much for giving me an opportunity to talk with you.
yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir. Yeah, I totally can understand. Thank you so much, sir, for your time and
convey my thanks to Vikram too, as well as
yeah,
Sai Prasad,
Ganga
uh,
Prasad.
Ganga Prasad. Yes, please.
Yeah,
Okay, and my hi to all the speakers today, dignitaries.
thank you so much, sir. Thank you for your valuable presence in the meeting, and as always, you are guiding us through all the all the programs and that can be arranged for the benefit all the new of all the freshers, first year students, newly admitted students, and practically all the students of HGGS INT. Thank you so much, sir. So yeah, do we have a Dete, sir? No. Okay. Dete sir couldn't join. So okay, so let's get started with our today's program. So yeah, first of all, I'd like to welcome Bhim Magade sir. So I request all the participants again to mute themselves. Can kindly mute themselves. Yeah. Okay. So if I request, we can just share the screen of Bhim Magade sir's introduction. Yeah. So let me just introduce sir. That sir is a really a wonderful speaker and is an entrepreneur, and he's been a wonderful student also throughout his academics. And today sir will be guiding all of us in a ways that we can approach entrepreneurship after our engineering graduation, and how we can explore new ways in that particular area. Sir has gone through so many things, and he has learned so many new things in this field, and he would like to share us today with us. So yeah, I welcome Bhimagare sir for our program. So just to introduce him in a brief, I would say that he was yeah he's a graduate of Pune University. He did Bachelor of Engineering through IT branch. He's also founder at Latlas, a WordPress plugin development company, and also social activist. Yeah. So Jan has done an exploit detection in IUCA Pune, and also he was a machine learning intern at IIT Kanpur. So very bright statistics there you can see, and he has experience of entrepreneurship and innovation cell at IISCR Pune, the reputed IISCR. So sir has also quite a bit experience of that, and he's also an expert of many computer languages, and has also given guidance to many students through his experiences. And today sir also gave his valuable time out of his busy schedule to come to this program and enlighten us and educate us about this particular field, the students of HGGS. So I'd like to welcome sir. So thank you so much sir uh, for your valuable time. And yes sir, you can continue.
Oh, thank you, Bhargav. And I want to thank you, Voice Club and SGS Nanded also. I want to thank each of you also for attending the seminar. I think I'm audible, right?
Yes sir, you are done.
Yeah. Am I audible right now? Each one of you? Superb. So, as everyone said, I had this very small description of myself, and currently I'm living. So, I have a small WordPress development company in which we specializes in security sector of WordPress development. So, so on today's day, the topic which I have given is the what my experience are about the startup ecosystem. So, I would like to start with sharing my screen. Yeah. So is it visible to everyone?
Yes sir, it's visible.
Yeah. So what is a startup actually for a lot of people? I can understand that a lot of young people are there in who are listening to us right now, and they have a very keen interest in few ideas of themselves, which they want to be what we can say realized in the long term time space, in which they want to make it sure that if they have some idea, they want to grow up to a certain extent and visualize that idea in a real world scenario. So today's presentation, I'm going to tell you that what are the great components of a good startup. So for for me, at least, I'm trying to tell you about what is the best way to have your own startup, and what are the specifics of a good startup. So let's begin with the first slide. Yeah. So the first thing is that every startup has a very unique feature, and that is called they solve a very unique problem. So I hope all people, all the students, they have visualized some problem that they can solve, and they are trying to solve, or they want to visualize in a much what we can say in a later time of period, or by their education they can solve that problem, right? So this is the way a startup is, like in the initial stages, or we can say like it starts to uh, in a very small sapling, it starts to grow in itself, the idea to solve a problem. So in our specific case, we started with WordPress development, and with WordPress development, we thought of a problem that was coming throughout the WordPress community, and it was about the security of the websites. So we were thinking of that there is no SSL certificate issuing authority or issuing plugins which were available to the WordPress community. Although this today in right now today's day and age, we have a lot of alternatives on SSL certificates, but with respect to the SSL free Let's Encrypt protocol, which we can say that there were very few plugins available, and paid versions were also very few available. So that was the niche that we were trying to get into. So that was the problem statement for us as a startup. Yeah. So once you are identified one problem statement of yours that is solvable, or it requires some amount of skills which are with you, or which is around you, in form of people around you or people you may know, right? So for example, if you have as we know that all of us are engineers, are very good at engineering stuff, but some people are very good at maths, some people are very good at finance, and some people are very good at marketing. So this is the way the ecosystem grows. Like solving a problem requires a good amount of communication and a good amount of team to and capability to understand and to drive the team to a single vision, and that is how you're going to solve that problem with the help of your teammates, or with the help of your friends around you. So it's my advice that the people around you are going to be a long term, what we can say, don't just think of them like just you are having or you're hanging out with them, but think of them that you are going to make a communication with them around, at least after your graduation also, and later time period also, when you are like in a much age group like 30-35 crossing, you also get into contact with the people around you, which are your batchmate right now. So it's very important to form a good bond with all the people around you, because each of the person have their own skill set, and each of the person, if can be helpful to you in form of solving your vision or solving the problem you want to solve at a larger or bigger scale, with the help of people around you. So that was my next topic of the slide, that get a team that thinks hard to be a problem solver. So obviously when you think of a team, it may compromise of people around you, for example your friends, your elders, or your people who are in your mutual friend list. So this is how you try to understand who can solve what level of contribution they can make to solve the particular problem. So in our particular case at SSL Atlas, as we know that technological part I was handling, and then my friend who was also from my same college was also handling the financial part, and we have one marketing person also from our college who was handling the marketing part of for the particular WordPress development company which we are founding right now. Now things there is one part where things get too sticky, and that is the communication part. So always remember that whenever you have a team, it is very important to understand the level of communication you want to keep, and the ideas and the vision you want to set for the team, right? It's very important. And when you grow up in your life, you will try to understand these things around you are very important in terms of what kind of problem solver you're going to become, right? So this is what my suggestion or my tips for you to handle a good team around you. Okay, so next part is now you have a problem statement, now you have a good team with you, and what's next then? Okay, now that's interesting. You have to create a list of your mistakes. Now this may sound absurd to a lot of people in the call, but things is that nothing in a startup ecosystem is accepted as it is. It has to be reiterated, and it has to be taken up to a level where people can accept it. So the first time you try something to solve a problem, maybe that is a math problem, maybe that is an engineering problem, maybe that is a financial problem, maybe that is a marketing problem, or maybe this software bug, it is never ending process. You have to keep on iterating through it, and you have to understand that what iteration it is going to be acceptable for the people around us, right? So you have, in this process, that's why I have listed that you have to take care of the mistakes you make and understand what mistakes and what is the reason behind the mistakes. So in my particular case, when we were trying to form the deadlines of the software development process, then it was sure that sometimes it was like we were sometimes the planning would for one particular feature was going above 1.5 week, sometimes it goes above 2.5 weeks, so that was consuming a lot of time. So so I started to understand what, so my way of journaling in at every day or every meeting helped me to understand what kind of problems our developers or our team are facing, and what we can make sure that it is not repeated at this next time of the meeting, next time of the call, or next time when the software development process takes place. And that has reduced the time of solving a problem by one half of the time period it was taking. So that is very important, and this is called back testing in simple words, right? So you have to make a list of your great mistakes. I again tell you that you should be not fearful that if you are making mistakes, and that is very important, because making mistakes will help you to understand a better solution. And that is where my next point comes: propose the working fully solution. So this is where you land up at the last stage of by making mistakes again and again, and then you are going to, hello, hello.
Yes, we can hear you, sir.
Yeah, so this is where you're going to land up at the last stage. So you are going to understand what is the solution, what you are so the first initial phase of the development, you have the vision, and at the final phase of the development you have that product which you wanted to solve, which you have to, like, you are in need of, right? So this is the way you are going to understand the idea, to visualize and to make it in a real way. So there are few tips in this particular process of me along the journey of every startup. There are people around you, and it is very important that you keep a lot of good communication and understand the needs and gritty of the communication with the people. And obviously this is the tips for understanding or the working of inner working of the product line or the product which are you going to make in a software development company, or you're going to make in a different sector of the engineering products. The end goal is to understand what the consumer want. This is the number 6 tips I want to give to each of you. So every product, successful products are always around a certain problems, and they are try to solve a niche problem with respect to their development or with respect to any background they come from. For example, if particular in our case we were trying to solve the SSL certificate issuing problem for the WordPress community. It was not a very easy steps or one click or two click step, but it was very cumbersome step that required technical knowledge, and that required a lot of engagement or reading of stuff, or that was like this was able this that's where we solve that problem for the consumers. And always remember, every startup have that hurt of the problem solving always around the problems of the consumer. If you're able to understand the problem of the consumer, you are able to deliver them the nice product, right? Okay, so you have that consumer around you, you have that particular product around you. Now what things matter is the way you're gonna understand your consumer behavior. Will try to communicate with you regarding the usage of the product. People will try to you need to give people a support for the product, and you need to understand that in all the scenarios you have to be very friendly with them, because some cases you will be very we can say like it's very quite hard when it becomes when you are going to handle 100 to 200 installation on a single day of your product, and that is where your agitation can come up. Okay, why we are doing this kind of stuff? But remember that your plugin or your work or your software is going to solve a larger problem set. So you need to be get prepared for the people to ask you about or ask questions about the product, or you have to give them a good support and be friendly with them. And later on, it's very important that you always have a contact of the consumers which you are serving, and that way you're going to build a good marketing list also, and that way you're going to build a good feedback list also, and you are always in a hearing mode from the people around you. And that's the best part of a startup, that when you hear good things about you, and that is where your satisfaction come, and all the efforts you have put in from the initiation of the product to the last point where you are applying the product, and to the deployment to the staging to development and then deployment. That is where the essence comes, and people, when you give you feedback about the work and the efforts you have made, that really helps a lot to the initiative which you have taken or you have taken, or anyone who is in startup community has taken to solve a problem. And that is what I want to share with you. This is very small slide because I want to have just have 15 minutes to speak, but still I want to like help you all if you have any doubts after the session also. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, sir. So, okay. Thank you so much, Bhim, sir. Thank you for your presentation. So, yeah, sir has presented in a very short time. So we had to give a very short time of 15 minutes only. But sir, in that also presented all the practicalities of dealing with from the time like from the aspect of dealing with I yeah. So if all participants can mute themselves, yeah, just a second. So yeah, thank you so much, sir. As you mentioned, from all the practical aspects of dealing with the customer and how to grow up on our any of the ambitions or that projects that we are thinking to start up. Thank you so much, sir, for your guidance. I'm quite sure that students might have taken out some lessons that they need to work on, and whatever problems they might be facing. So yeah, they can ask questions also in the end. So first we'll go through the entire panel, and they will be sharing their views on the particular topics, and then students can ask questions. So I request all the speakers also that they can kindly be in the meeting till the end, so they can answer the particular question. So yes, thank you so much, Bhim sir. So next we have
Thank you.
Pawan
Thank you.
Muthu
Thank
Pawar.
you.
Yeah, thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. Yeah. So next we have Pawan Muthu Pawar sir. So yeah, Pawan sir is also is from he's now pursuing uh, MTech from IIT Bombay, and on a very short request, sir came. So I'd like to thank Pawan sir for his valuable time. And just to speak about him, there are lots of things, but yeah, I'll just keep it in a brief. That sir has done his BTech from HGGS Nanded. So yeah, he's a kind of alumni for our college, and as Param Patil sir was mentioning, a very bright students in his academics during his college years, and he has also worked. He has was a research assistant at ARTRE Bangalore, and has worked in University of Cambridge. Collaborator as a collaborator in the BES system. He was also intern at Kandil, Kerala, and had done assessment of surface water quality of Bangalore lakes. So sir has a knack for the subjects, including environmental sciences and all the complexities in that topic. So sir is an expert in those areas, and he was among top 10 students in undergraduate of his first year, and he's selected under credit transfer scheme to complete third year at VJTI Bombay, prestigious university. Yeah, so in that so that clearly shows that how sir was a bright student, and always wanted to be at the top position, and has secured a 95.61 percentile in the GATE exam. Yeah, so that's why we have called sir for his wonderful achievements, and he'll be guiding through his own experiences and what all he difficulties he might have faced, and what all things he can contribute to your understanding of this particular topic that you might be having. So yeah, and he also likes to do many social welfare activities, and I have personally seen him working throughout so many social activities, and he's so enthusiastic in that. And he has been selected for a fellowship in Ministry of Rural Development for 1 year at Dubai, sorry, Delhi. So yeah, in the government of India, by government of India. So yeah, he really wonderful personality. I really thank him for his time that he has given out to us from his busy schedule. So yeah, thank you so much, Pawan sir, and I welcome you to today's session. And I hand it over to you now to guide to all our newly admitted students.
Thank you very much, Bhargav sir, for giving me opportunity to work on to give the session for the GATE aspirants regarding GATE exam. I will just try my best. Okay. Can you see my screen?
Yes, sir. Yeah, it's visible.
Okay. So, Namaskar. I am Pawan Mutte Pawar. I am a SGGS alumni. I did my bachelor's here in civil and water management engineering in SGGS college. Okay. Yeah. So I took in the SGGS in the first year I took IT branch, and then but my interest was in the environment and sustainability. I don't want to do in computer and these things. So in my first year I changed my branch to information technology, and I successfully passed GATE exam, and currently I am pursuing my MTech in IIT Bombay. So just we have less time, so I will just quickly do whatever the important things are there. Tell you. So these are things I am covering in this lecture. So about GATE exam. So GATE exam means it's a graduate aptitude test in engineering. That is GATE. So all the 7 IITs, including IISc Bangalore, conduct this exam. So some of you might be interested in joining IIT, because everyone has aspiration to go in the IIT, and this is the GATE exam is one you have opportunity to go in the higher studies at IIT, at every IIT, like all the IITs are. But apart from this, going to IIT also is one of the thing. But lot many institutes, lot many things you can do after GATE. So what are the opportunities after GATE? So if we see, then you can go for higher studies, that is MTech you can do. Then you can do MS also, that is research. So research means if you are interested to become a scientist. So after GATE exam is very important for that. Then you can join foreign university after your GATE exam. So now the GATE exam is so tough that foreign universities are also surprised and for like regarding GATE, you means they are taking admission from the GATE. Like Singapore University, they are taking admissions from the GATE. And I think a lot many more institute are considering for that also. So job opportunities. So after GATE, after MTech, doing MTech at IITs, there are lot many companies, like thousand companies are coming there, and you have opportunity, very well opportunity for getting placed in very big companies like MNCs, multinational companies. You can go lot many places you can go. Again, in the private sector, that I was discussing, companies which are in the private sector also you can go. Then PSU sector. PSU sector means public sector unit. So this public sector unit has lot, means it has a very good package. I think above 15 lakh the package goes. And candidate who are doing MTech with the valid GATE score, they can also go to PSU. And if you get GATE score, highest GATE score within 100, rank within 100 or within 500, then you will directly go in the PSU. And this is government. PSU means it's a government companies. Like again, you can have a teaching job. In the teaching job means you will have opportunity to become a professor at various institutes. Then in foreign companies, again I am saying that foreign people are thinking this GATE exam is a very important exam, and if your GATE score is high and your technical knowledge is better, then you can apply in foreign companies also. So again, after saying this, overall we can say that 100% job assurance is there after MTech, right, from the IITs. I will not say that you will get ekdam highest package if your performance is not better. But even if your performance is low, then you can have opportunity to go in the companies. Okay, any companies, less companies also, and opportunities for sponsorship. This is very important. I think that's why I put it in the last, that. In the DRDO, ISRO, BAR, Doordarshan, IAF means Indian Aeronautical Force, like Indian Air Force, and then Indian Navy and Army. Everywhere they are asking now GATE score. So GATE exam is very much important. Even if you are not, you don't want to go mm, uh, for the MTech, then also your GATE is very important. So you should think about GATE exam. But your path is different. If you want to do MBA, then there is no need of uh, going for GATE exam. Okay. So what are the key factors for success in any exam? So it was I have written it before that, key factors for success in GATE. But after my content is there, so for any exam, there are two key strategies should be there. One is strategic planning is important, and then effective study is important. And whatever session uh, I have talked to you till now, that is not that much important. But from this point, very important things are going on. So if you can make notes, that will be very better for your, like, you can, that will be very good, because this will help you in the long term. Okay. So strategic planning means the strategic planning will give you proper direction. So without planning, you can't make highest achievement. So planning is very much important for anything. Then for effective study means what? How to study is important. and then what to study is important, and what not to study, that is also important. And many students prepare for the exam. You know, a lot many people are like for JEE advanced, there are I think 12 lakh to 14 lakh people sit every time, but very few become successful. So here the their planning is very good, their their study was effective. So how to study means what points need to study, that is also important. What to study, uh, pura pad, we don't have to all the things have to cover, only important chapters, only important things we need to cover. And what not to study, that is also one of the important thing in case of effective study. Okay. uh, then what is meant by strategic planning? You can ask me what is strategic planning. So then first thing is that understand the syllabus and exam pattern. So depending upon your aspiration level, if and target you want to achieve, according to strategy changes. If you want to achieve in the top 100, you have to come for any exam. If you want to in the top 100, you have to come to for the UPSC exam. Then your strategy changes accordingly, because you need to work hard for that. Understanding the syllabus depending upon the target marks. So what are the target marks and what need according to that I have to define all the whatever syllabus needs to be there. How many subjects we need to study, that is also important. So study everything, study what is most important for the this thing, because for if you take books, then big books are there for engineering exam. And so and we need 1.5 years preparation, 1 to 2 years preparation is required to get exam. And if you want to join coaching, then join well in advance already. Plan karo ki I have to join the coaching, and according to join that. But if you don't, you want your academic performance is better, so now there is a chance for you in the first year, before you are starting of first year itself, you got the opportunity from the voice club, that you can think about it. At our time it was not there, but you are very fortunate, I can say. So you don't require to be intelligent, it requires very systematic strategic preparation. So second thing is that prioritize the subject according to the weightage, gather relevant study material, and then make systematic timetable for preparation. Okay. Then understand the syllabus and exam pattern. So what is understanding the syllabus and exam pattern means? Exam is like 100 marks, general aptitude is for 15 marks, math is 10 to 12 marks. So yeah, 25 marks, maths and mental aptitude, general aptitude is very important everywhere, that you should think about it, you should be perfect at. I think Patil sir is head of the department for the math, and you can learn not many things in SGGS itself. You can clear all the doubts in the mathematics, and you will mathematics is very important subject you should learn. And in the GATE exam it is not that much hard, so just give weightage to the mathematics, learning mathematics. And technically 73 to 75 marks. I will not take much time, I think more time is going. So computer, the GATE exam, it's computer based online exam. It is multiple choice questions are there. I think 65 questions are there. Out of that 35 questions are of 2 marks, 30 questions are of 1 mark. Then negative marking is there. So जो आता नहीं है in any exam, if you don't know the answer, don't write the answer. Anything held it, the exam held in January to February. So you have to start preparing, seriously preparing at the end of the second year, from the second year, third year, and the start of third year. Prioritize the subject. What is meant by prioritize the subject? Check the GATE papers, and everything is available on the internet. You can see what is the important subject are there. So go to part to whole principle. So this I always do everywhere. So first thing is that first important 5 subjects you need to learn first. Then thing is that after these 5 subjects you finish, then think about other important subject, and then think about less important subject. How to make notes? So this thing I have prepared, I have learned in coming to IIT. So this is very important. I think it's very helpful to me for my preparation in any exam. So what is this Stanford University method for making notes? What is this? So whenever, if you have any page is okay, its page is there. Can you visible? Bhargavji, can I?
Yes,
My
yes,
paper is
sir.
seen to you. Like,
Yeah, yes, sir. Yes, it's visible.
okay. So what you need to do is paper is there. So just make a line here and make a line here. This is A4 size paper. Whatever I am showing in the presentation now. So make two like this. I'm just writing it like this. Whatever it is there, you just have to write the outline. What outline means? What outline means? The content, whatever you are writing in the class. So in the bigger box, the content box is there. In that box, you have to just write all the notes, whatever class in the class you are learning. And in the outline, you just have to write the heading. What is the heading of that content? So if you are learning Bernoulli's principle, fluid mechanics is their subject, and you are learning one Bernoulli's principle, you wrote down, like you have written all the your notes, whatever sir is or whatever professor is teaching in your content box. But in your outline, what you will write? The Bernoulli's principle. Two examples are there. Okay. So whenever you are opening the page in the book, so you will just see in that page these two things are only there. You don't have to read all the content for thinking that what is there in that page. So whatever important things are there, whatever content outline is there, that you write. And in the down below the paper, here, from here, just make a line, and whatever content is there, if in that content important formula, notes and theorem is there, then okay. So what not to do, that is very much important. So in the college days, in my experience, don't get attached to friends, girlfriends, boyfriends. This time is very much important for you, for building, for your capacity building and everything. So don't go behind all these things. uh, uh, Become passionate about these things. Your first duty in here to study academics is the most important thing. Not to miss the class. Don't miss any class without any reason. Never disrespect professor. Professor can make your life, or professor can even in the IITs, so they can destroy your life also. So don't never disrespect professor. And then try not to sit with your gang. So whatever basically in your friend gang is there, just from my experience, in the class I am saying, so just try to sit in front with the toppers, so that you can concentrate on your studies. So from my experience, the important thing is that don't waste your time and energy on the past deeds. So even if you are preparing for the advance, but you got this college, so don't get frustrated about mujhe ye college mila hai, and I will not. So don't think about that things. Whatever past these things were there, it was not required. So be satisfied with what you like. The SGGS college is very good institute, and now I also feel like SGS is very good institute. For me, it was a bigger thing. Then start from scratch. If you are depressed, or if you feel less confident, then start from scratch. Study harder and harder. And determination and practice is very much important for getting success. So, and thing is that don't quit. Thank you. I think I have taken lot much of your time. Sorry for taking your time. Thank you, Bhargavji.
No, thank you so much, sir. It was really valuable and wonderful to all the students. I'm pretty sure, as you mentioned, all the small details also to the point that how to make notes effectively. So yeah, thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for your kind guidance to all. And yeah, GATE is a really uh, important exam in every engineering students eye, and there are lots and lots of students are aspiring to crack GATE and score good marks to get a really nice institute for their further studies. So thank you so much, Pawan sir, for your valuable time and the guidance that you have given to all of us. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Yeah, so now we have with us Sairaj Deshmukh sir. So yeah, I'd like to just briefly introduce Sairaj sir here. So yeah, Sairaj sir, can you please uh, uh, open up your video? Yeah, yes, I'm able to see now. Thank you so much. Yes. So Sairaj sir today will be telling us and will be shedding light on the topic of how to prepare us for higher studies, how to prepare oneself for higher studies. So yeah, so just to briefly introduce Cyrus sir, he has completed his BE in mechanical engineering from Pune University in 2018, and he has also done internships at IIT Kanpur and Tolani Institutes as bits of like bits shipping off campus, and he's worked as a senior engineer as Advic High Tech Automobile Parts Manufacturing Company at Uttarakhand plant and Pune plant. He has also worked he is now working as a project engineer in coil care at Pune, and is filed as a patent also in mechatronics field. So yeah, sir is an expert in that field and he's received admit from 3 German universities for MBA and engineering course and a dual degree renewable engineering courses. So and also he'll be traveling to Germany for the coming summer semester in this very year. So yeah, he has got many offers from Germany, and sir has always been a bright student and a kind member of a voice club in his college days also, and he has also shared this and also guided so many youths at many colleges, and sir has kindly taken out his time to guide all of us regarding this particular topic today to all the newly admitted students. So I thank Cyrus sir for his valuable time and energy. Yes, sir. Yeah, you can start, Cyrus.
Thank you so much, Bhargav.
Thank you.
I'll share the screen. So, hello friends. On the behalf of SGS Voice Club, I welcome you once again. And briefly, I'll be speaking today on this topic called Study in Germany. I was actually supposed to speak on how to prepare for higher studies, like for a lot of other countries as well. But due to shortage of time and the admits which I have got, so I'll share my experience in that particular field. So let us start. So first of all, why there is a need of higher studies, right? So all of you are currently pursuing your BTech degree from a very good government engineering college. So right now, like it's a very good accomplishment for you. You may not realize that, or you may uh, feel also ki it's very nice thing that you are studying in a government college. But really, it pays you off when you complete your BTech degree. So again, so after your BTech, when one wants to pursue higher studies, like may it be MS or MTech, or also you have an option of directly doing PhD after your bachelor's directly. So there are some again exams for that. like through GATE also, through JAM, is JAM also. So here we'll be like looking after MS degree, that is Master in Science in any particular field where you are relating it with like engineering, or some of you have interest in physics. That was also a very good like opportunity for them. So first thing is like one who wants to become very expert. So now you must have studied mechanics in your first year, or some particular subjects like engineering, physics. So if you want to be a very expert in that particular field, then one can pursue degree in mechanical engineering in that particular, like applied mechanics, or fluid mechanics for mechanical engineering, or in IT field, and in physics also. So if you want to be an expert in that particular field, you have that option. And second one is to get a head start. Like here one statistics is there, that only 8% of the US population has master's degree, so which can lead to a competitive advantage in the sea of candidate. So now we are seeing that there is such a great uh, cutthroat competition basically. So in this case, many of the people feel that अरे अभी तो jobs ही नहीं है, अभी तो बहुत competition चल रहा है, I don't know whether I'll find a job or not. See friends, just forget this presentation for some time, but I'll tell you कि there are plenty of jobs in the market today, right? But there are no right candidates. There is a lot of employment actually, but the employability or the kind of people which the company wants, right? They are not finding that kind of layer, or the cream layer, which can be paid a very good amount, or they are not basically employable. So one thing I would like to share is ki, uh, it hardly matters like when you study and slog throughout your 4 years, and you get 80-85%, but if you have not understood the engineering, then there is no use. Only clearing engineering with good grades, that is another part. And understanding the engineering, what you are learning, you should be able to like relate with what you are studying throughout these 4 years. That is very important, right? So in these 4 years, you are not just studying the subjects. Okay, the engineering physics हो गया, maths हो गया, और जो भी fluid mechanics आपके आईटी के जो भी सब्जेक्ट्स होंगे, तो ये सारे सब्जेक्ट्स हम सीख के अभी जब कंपनी में जाएंगे, सो दे वोंट टेल यू कि यार आपने तो ये इंजीनियरिंग मैकेनिक्स फर्स्ट ईयर में पढ़ा है, सो व्हाई आर like not able to solve these equations, do these equations of 2 page, like that kind of tasks are not there. But basically what happens when there is discussion or some issue is there, then your brain starts developing on that particular thing ki, okay, I'm now able to apply my logics which I've learned in these subjects throughout the 4 years. So that logics will start coming out on that particular time when the problem is being asked to you in the company. So how that will happen? When you have thoroughly studied nicely and you have understood what is engineering, and not just cleared the subject, or cleared it with good grades also rather. Okay, so yeah, let us come to the topic. So the third one is make more money. So like in other countries, foreign countries, mostly European and the US, so lot of packages there, but at the same time you have lot of taxes also, and lot of expenses are also there. But all in all, like you end up saving a lot of money, right? So that may be another reason. Get first hand experience, right? So one feels ki, okay, let me have an international exposure, and let me work in some international company only right from the starting. So he has an opportunity after doing MS, because see why the statistics is told 8% of the US population have master degree. So now if we go with a normal degree, say BTech, so there's a lot of competition, right? So you have to be in those high competition zone where a lot of other people are also there with good like international degrees which are very famous and recognized. So if you want to stand apart, then you have to have a higher education in that expertise field. So this will make you an advantage, meet you with a good advantage. So become a lifelong learner. So again, if someone is very passionate about okay, doing MS, then PhD also, then double PhD, and learning. So in the foreign land, or also in India, like if you go to higher institutes like IIT, then BITS or NIT, then you have this exposure of or all many of the government engineering colleges also. So they provide you with good labs and 24/7 research exposure. So you have that opportunity there. Then securing protection during a career change. So what happens now? Like this is the right time. Actually, you are getting all the inputs from so many nice speakers, like Beam sir has said, then Pawan sir has said. So they all shared all the like nice points about why this is the right time you have to focus, because you are in first year now. And actually, friends, the technology has reached on a peak now, right? अभी क्या हो गया, मैकेनिकल इलेक्ट्रिकल या फिर कोई भी, चाहे कंप्यूटर हो आईटी हो, जो पुराना टेक्नोलॉजी है वो एक पीक पे आके रुक गया है. उसके बाद में एवरीथिंग विल बी अ शिफ्ट in the form of industry 4.0, right? Or we can say artificial intelligence, machine learning, then IoT, and all these things are taking up very intensely and at a very fast rate. So the normal technology has stopped now, and the new kind of era has started. So we have to tune in accordingly. So you have this right time to tune in right now, and of course, by studying or getting a good degree afterwards will help you with a more advantage. So sorry, yeah, open the door to relocation. So अभी इंडिया में काम कर रहे थे, तो आपको लगा यार बोर हो रहा है बहुत, या फिर चलो थोड़ा कुछ और एक्सप्लोर करते, then you have always the advantage to relocate into different countries, whether you want to go for European countries, American countries, or also Gulf countries. Then with a higher degree, you always have that advantage of relocating yourself, right? Sense of personal accomplishment कि भाई हमारे गांव से मैंने पहला क्या है पीएचडी लिया है, तो ऐसा कोई बोलेगा तो फिर उसका कॉलर थोड़ा टाइट हो जाता है. फिर पर्सनल अकॉम्प्लिशमेंट का उसे लगता है कि हाँ, आई हैव रियली डन समथिंग इन माय लाइफ एंड आई हैव मेड माय पेरेंट्स प्राउड. सो देन अगेन दैट इज अ रीजन. So coming to the MS or Master of Science in my particular field, where I completed my mechanical engineering, and I thought ki I should go for higher studies. So Germany was the best option, because again, for mechanical engineers it's a great opportunity there. And also, now why Germany only? So we all know that Albert Einstein is from Germany, and again many great scientists who have like Germany is also known as the uh, place of thinkers or place of inventions, right? So many automobile industries are also there, like Mercedes Benz, Volkswagen, Porsche, BMW, or BMW, you say. So these all are there. And then also the German made manufacturing, which we are all very fascinated about, कि ये कैसा काम करता होगा, or why it is so much quality made. So these techniques which are there are being implemented throughout the world. So we'll able to we can have the opportunity to learn. It also provides 12% seats to the international students in public universities. Of course, in private universities we have more number of seats, but if you go for public universities, then always there is a um, good option. World class technical education is there, right? So in Germany, this kind of thing is there, like the ranking of university doesn't matter there. Like we have here, IIT is the topmost, or IIC Bangalore is the topmost, and then comes the lower IITs, and then the NITs and all the government engineering colleges, and private wale sab niche वगैरह. So there, for the public universities, all are at the almost same level. So everywhere, the technical education or any kind of education is very good. Like all the labs and everything is given fully through by the country, and all the benefits which all the universities enjoy, they have like equal benefits, and even the professors are almost the same in every German university. So it hardly matters there, and there is no ranking system as such. Like it doesn't matter if you are from the top university or you are from the normal public university. If both the people graduate with the same degree, they'll get the same package, like almost. So, and relatively blocker lower block funds. So there is a thing called, when you are going for higher education, you need to show some blocked amount. Okay, we are able to withstand on our own by our own balance in the bank account. So Germany is the least having this blocked account thing, 9 lakh rupees. This is for the full course, like 2 years I'm sharing this, right? And of course you have some opportunity to work and learn also. So students do part-time jobs. And whereas US is having 18 to 23 lakhs, right? So there's a huge amount again. And also German universities, public universities are completely free. So, or almost negligible fees are there for the public universities, whereas private ones may have some fee, but that is again lower as compared to the US. And yes, working opportunities are great. So if you are again learning a German language, so this is very important part. Now you all are currently in the first year, or let's say the first year has been over now. In few months it will get over. So again you have 3 4 years, right? So 1 year extra, because I tell you, like work experience. If you get a work experience after your bachelor's, then that is always a good thing. So we'll talk about that later. So working opportunities are very great, because the thing has happened in Germany or the European countries, like they have lot of people in the age group of 55 plus to 75 or 80. So so the people in this category are much more. So they have less number of people currently who are young, or who will be able to get employed in the country. So they are inviting all the students or people from different nations to have an education there and also settle down, right? So, and also there are several benefits, like courses are available in English, and also student community is very helpful. So anyone cannot have their own rules, or anyone cannot trouble you on the basis of caste or race or country maybe, right? So then degrees are globally recognized. German university degrees are like famous, we all know. They have top facility, faculty and infrastructure also. So what are the pathways now, how you can approach for a higher education? So this is for like Germany after 12th you can do. So 12th plus 1 year of bachelor's in India, because यहाँ पे कैसे रहता है, 12वीं के बाद हम लोग जेई का एग्जाम देते हैं या फिर सीईटी वगैरह जो भी देते हैं, and after that we enter the bachelor's degree. But there we have 13 years of study system in Germany, and after that only you can enter the bachelor's degree. और सेकंड ऑप्शन इज देयर कि क्लियर द जेई एडवांस. सो अगर जेई एडवांस में अच्छे नंबर आ गए आपके, वो आपको रिकग्नाइज करेंगे कि ओके दिस पर्सन इज हैविंग सम रियली वैल्यू, एंड he can like cope up with the German system. And then is the studium colleague, right? So this thing is these two things I would not generally recommend you, like 10th plus 3 years of diploma in studium colleague. Like studium colleague means you have to go there and then study for 1 year and do the languages also, then clear their exam and be eligible for the entrance test, and then you can enter the bachelor's degree in Germany. So this is a tedious option actually. So this option you have, but again better than this I would always suggest to go for this after bachelor's, right? So all of you might not have this key, okay हमें पढ़ने ही जाना है बाहर. Some of you must be thinking I want to join civil services, or I want to go for some higher degree in India only and settle down here. So again that's the best option. everyone has his own priorities, so accordingly he can approach, right? So here the pathway is 4 years of BTech with good grades, like at least 70% if you have percentage system or CGPA of 7.5 and above. You also get colleges with 65% also, but again, border pay clear hona is again a risk. So I would suggest keep your aggregate like in the right from the first year, at least above 70% to get a good college or get a good public university rather. And 1 year of work experience. So this is with a asterisk here, like condition is when you have 1 year of work experience, your CV or your resume, when you apply for the German university, it generally gets uplifted. So when they generally feel that when this person is having some work experience, he is a good person to have in our institute because he has good practical knowledge also, and he is somewhat clear with the concepts also, right? So that is their way of thinking. Also people directly go after their bachelors also, so those cases are also there. But I would suggest कि if you get this 1 year of experience, you are much more clear कि कौन से field में हमने expertise करना है, right? So you get to know a clear picture about that. Then is the language, like English and German. These both are very necessary if you want English taught course or German taught course. Purely English taught course are also there. Partially English and German are also there, and purely German courses are also there. So we'll come to that later. Internships, yeah, whatever. See, if you go for MS, MTech, or even if you don't go, try that. If you are having an opportunity to get an internship, never lose that, right? Because internships will give you a very good boost up in your career in order to just 1 second. Soon call it come. So like courses are there, then extracurricular activities where these will also add on to your CV, right? Then comes what is the process. So here dart.in or dart.de or the master portal. So these are the three websites you can search on the net, where you will find all the procedure here, like 8 steps to pursue a master's degree. Like that section is there where you can find this. Make a list of your desired universities. First of all, where you want to go or which course you want to do, that you have to choose out and accordingly make a list. Then is the languages. While you are studying or while you are working, right? You simultaneously prepare for this TOEFL or IELTS, right? So with minimum six band is required. Then Goethe certificate, that is Goethe certificate A2 means A2 certificate of German exam. So Goethe is an institute which provides you with this certificate. So you have to pass the exam A1, A2, or directly A2, and then you will have better chances to crack a public university or get into it. And then is check what all documents you need before applying. It should not happen कि अरे ये तो मुझे पता ही नहीं था और all of a sudden the document has come. Now only 1 or 2 weeks are remaining for the application. So like last moment running should not be there. So beforehand you check all the things and requirements and prepare accordingly, right? And yes, work experience is very much necessary, like earlier I said. Then is the visa process where you have to go to German consulate and then submit all the documents. Some 2 3 questions he will ask, simple questions, and then you are clear with the visa. Then you are ready to fly to Germany, book your tickets, and enjoy the learning, right? So thank you all. So this was all. So any questions if you have, we'll share at the last of the sessions. Now we have some more dignitaries coming. Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much, Saira sir, for your kind guidance, and yeah, all the things you mentioned so nicely that yeah, in very precise and concise details, all the things which are necessary, and from the beginning, from now, what they should practice. So yeah, everything you mentioned so nicely. So thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for your wonderful guidance. And I'm really pretty sure that students might have benefited from that if they're aspiring to go there. And yeah, if any questions they have, they'll be asking to all the panel members in the end. So we have another very honored guest today with us, Mr. Amrish Dave, sir. So sir will be guiding all of us on the on the on the topic of government services, how to excel in the government services. So yeah, today we have Amrish Dave sir with us. Yes, yeah, sir. Sir, am I audible to you, Amrish sir?
Yes. Yes,
Yeah.
Bhargav, you are audible. Thank you for such a wonderful intro.
No, sir. I'll just give a brief intro. Yeah. Thank you so much, Amrish sir. Yeah. Actually, we had one another speaker for the subject, but somehow he couldn't connect with us and join today. But Amrish sir, on a very short notice, he agreed to come and give his valuable time. Although with the jam-packed schedule, sir agreed to come and talk with all of us. And I'm really grateful for that. So just to briefly introduce sir, sir is currently a PhD research scholar at Indian Institute of Technology, Bombay, and he has the all India like all Gujarat rank one in the Gujarat Public Service Commission GPSC exam, similar to kind of MPSC that we have in Maharashtra, and in the year of 2019, and he is a recipient of Prime Minister's Research Fellow. He has received that fellowship in 2020 last year. And he has completed his Master of Science from Saurashtra University, and also he has worked as an assistant professor at EITS Rajkot, Gujarat. So yeah, really wonderful and bright statistics from Amrish sir. Yeah, I am quite sure that sir, whatever points sir will be making today on this specific topic, it will be really very helpful to all the students. And I request all of you to please attentively hear to sir's points and yeah, all the things that he'll be mentioning. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Bhargav, for a wonderful intro. Oh, can you see my screen?
No, sir, I'm not able to see the screen.
Okay. Okay, now can you see it?
Yeah, yes, sir. Now it's visible. Yeah.
Okay. So my colleagues Pawan and Sai already talked about how to crack GATE and how to go for higher studies. So we will talk about the third part, because there are also the students who are not aiming for higher studies or who are aiming for higher studies, as well as try to be on the safe side and crack the government exams, right? Having cracked the government exams is always good because it gives a feel of security to you. Even if you do not join the exam, do not join the job, then also it is very good. It will give you feel that you can do it, right? So we'll talk about the strategy to crack the exam, how to crack various government exams. So these are the FAQs, frequently asked questions on cracking the competitive exams. So the most asked question: when should I start? During my BSc or like BTech, MTech, or should I take some more time and after completing BTech or then after I should try? So there is no right time. Try as early as you can, if possible, and try right now. Just start preparing for any of the exams you like to give. Like if you want to give GATE, then start preparing for that. If you are aiming any other exam like Public Service Commission exam, be it MPSC or UPSC or any other exams you want to give, you want to make your career in that, for example, PSUs, then start preparing for it, right? Now, how to choose the right exam? How will you start if you don't know for what target you are trying to prepare, right? Which exam should I prepare for? So for that, it is like know yourself first and be true to yourself. What is meaning of know yourself and be true to yourself? It is like there are many students who say that I love this subject, but they are unable to crack GATE or even the basics, even the basic exams like various entrance exams, they are not able to crack, right? Although they say that they love that subject, they are passionate about that subject, but they are not able to crack even the basics of basic exams, right? So that means that there is a problem with caliber. Like I love cricket, but I cannot be the captain of Indian cricket team, right? Why? Because I don't have that caliber. So first I need to figure out what kind of caliber I have. Everyone is gifted by God. Nobody is useless on earth, right? Everyone is gifted by God. You just need to find which kind of gift you are given. Like there are students who are in engineering, but they are very good at general studies. They are very good at politics. They are very good at current affairs. They are very good at any topic you just give to them, and they will start telling excellent at a very good level in that, right? So this kind of people are made for the public service commission exams or different government exams. There are also students in engineering who are less interested in the engineering rather and more interested about other things like sports, be it any sport. Then you can make your career in the sport as well. There are students who are doing engineering, but they are more passionate about army and they have that caliber. They have that kind of body language. They have that kind of physique who can crack the NDA exam and go there, right? So you can do that, but you need to choose the right exam. When I say right exam, just don't be dependable on the one single exam. Like there are many exams, syllabus of which overlap with each other, right? Both सारी exams है. Like UPSC, syllabus of UPSC may overlap with the syllabus of MPSC to the greater extent. At least your subject will remain the same, right? The particular subject syllabus for particular subject will remain the same, be it UPSC, be it MPSC, be it GATE. Slightly difference will be there, but more or less it will be same. So first find where you are giving your best, like what you are really good at. It's not that you love that or you have passion that, but you are not good in it. If you are good at it, then you will obviously love doing it, right? So first figure out, make the correct combination of love, passion, and caliber. If you have all the 3 tick marks, then that exam you can prepare for. If you have all the 3 tick marks, right, then you are surely going to crack it and with the ranks in single digit. So how should I prepare? So preparing for any exam is like playing simple. It is as simple as play on your strength. Just get the syllabus, look at the topic, take the syllabus, look at the topic, and then think which topic are easiest for me. Keep syllabus with you, keep question paper with you, and compare from which kind of topic, how, at what level the questions are being asked, right? कोई टॉपिक होता है जो टॉपिक बहुत डिफिकल्ट होता है लेकिन क्वेश्चन उसमें से बड़े सिंपल आते हैं. कोई टॉपिक सिंपल होता है लेकिन क्वेश्चन ऑलवेज ट्रिकी आता है. कोई टॉपिक ऐसा होता है जो सबको डिफिकल्ट लगता है लेकिन आपको सिंपल लगेगा. So be your own king, right? It is like being your own king. Give the paper on your own rules. पहले ही पूरा सिनेरियो दिमाग में डिजाइन कर लेना है. सिलेबस देखना है, पेपर्स देखने हैं, तो तुम्हें गोल मिल जाएगा कि अच्छा इस पेपर में इतना कट ऑफ आता है. लाइक दिस इज माय कट ऑफ. I need to just be above the cutoff. First target should be like qualifying, getting the marks above the cutoff. Nobody can prepare for the first rank, right? If like I have in so many all India ranks in single and double digit in almost all the exams, be it all Gujarat rank or be it all India rank, but that doesn't mean that I was preparing for the single and double digit ranks. Nobody can prepare for rank because preparing for rank is relative to your competitors. I can prepare for myself, but I cannot but I do not know the strength of my competitors, right? So you can just prepare to go above the cutoff and try to cover the maximum syllabus. If you cover the maximum syllabus, then your rank will always be good, right? So play on your strength, keep it simple, just try to cover as much syllabus as you can. For that you have to have one goal. Now having goal but do not having plan is just like a dream, right? Having goal, you do not have plan, it is just a wish that you want to clear that exam. Your goal is to clear IS or your goal is to clear any other exam, but you do not have plan for it. Then it is a wish. It is not called a goal, right? It is just a wish. So first make goal, then plan accordingly. Plan according to your goals, but plan realistic. It's not like I can make plan to become the prime minister of the nation. Plan बनाना बड़ा easy है ना, चलो plan बना लेते हैं. Yeah, one can make plan for anything, right? But be realistic while preparing your plan. आपको उस प्लान को याद रखना है कि आपको उस प्लान को फ्यूचर में एक्शन में तब्दील करना है. उस प्लान के अकॉर्डिंग काम भी तो होना चाहिए. So first know your goal, what is cut off, what you want to do, then make plan accordingly, then take action, necessary action, like whatever amount of syllabus you want to cover, start covering it. Start from the easiest things. You feel that whatever topic is easiest, you can start from there, right? And then do net practice. Take the previous year question papers, PYQs. Practice enough so that you will get the idea how many marks I am scoring and how much more I need to work on, or on what areas I need to work on. And then execute them in the exam, final exam. Execute it. If you do all these steps correctly, then it will be like you are giving the paper designed by you. You will be knowing what is syllabus. You will be knowing which kind of questions are being asked. Questions are being asked more or less similar only. Yeah, there will be some tricks always, but you at least you will not be surprised that oh, ये तो मैंने सोचा ही नहीं था ऐसा आएगा. That should not be there in the exam. You will be thinking that okay, I have expected that some question will come on this topic and it will come in this much hardness level, right? So you should be giving exams on your own ground. So firstly, make that ground in your mind that this is my goal. These are the topics I am targeting. I have worked on these topics. I have practiced enough on these topics. So I am going to execute so I am going to give it try on that topics first. And then if I have time, then I will cover other topics as well. Even 95%, say more than 95% of the students are not going to cover the whole syllabus. So don't make plan to cover whole syllabus, right? Start from the easiest things, easiest topics. You feel that this topic is easy, then start from there. So make the exam to work according to you. If you are able to find a plan with the least topics, like the least topics, and you are going to be above the cutoff, then that is a good plan. There is no point in running behind the whole syllabus, right? There is no point. So just try to get the firstly just try to prepare at an extent that you can be above the cutoff for sure. At least you should be above the cutoff for sure. Then you can think about the rank in the next part, right? First you should be making sure that you are above the cutoff. So, and then coaching or self-study, दोनों ही करना चाहिए. Why not both? But you should not depend on the notes of the coaching so heavily. Many times when a student join coaching, they just get relaxed and don't do anything by themselves. They just go to coaching, make notes and come back. Go to coaching, make notes and come back. Then it will be useless. नोट्स बनाने से तो किसी का भला नहीं होता. उस नोट्स को पढ़ के एग्जीक्यूट करना है. वो नोट्स आपके दिमाग में होनी चाहिए, तभी आप कुछ कर पाओगे ना. So go to coaching, make good notes. Making good notes is very important, but making good notes does not guarantee the qualification, right? So you have to work on that notes. That notes should be in your brain. So itna homework karna hai. Be your own king. Decide in coaching what you want to do, which topics you want to prepare from that particular coaching, so that you should have idea about the coaching early. You should have one goal so that you will have plan. If you have a plan, then only you can be your own king. So choose the coaching and choose the topics from the coaching that, okay, I will focus on these topics more. I will focus on these topics less. Okay, I will do the topics if they are very easy. Only if then I am going to do it, right? So choose where you are going to focus. Be your own king. and don't depend on anyone or anything very heavily. Like you are depending on the coaching that, okay, whenever this coaching institute finishes its syllabus, then I am going to study very hard. No, what if they do not complete the syllabus? Right? See, completing the syllabus is very difficult nowadays because the syllabus are very, very vast as compared to the earlier. Because now the question level of question being asked is getting very broadened, right? So be your own king. Do not depend on anyone. आपको पता होना चाहिए आप कौन सी एग्जाम देने जा रहे हो, कैसे क्वेश्चंस आ रहे हैं, उसमें से आप कितने कितने क्वेश्चन एग्जीक्यूट करने जा रहे हो, और उसमें से आपको कितना कितना टच अगर आपको नहीं भी आता तो भी आपको प्रॉब्लम नहीं होना है, उसमें पैनिक नहीं होना है, क्योंकि आपको पता है आपने उस टॉपिक के लिए प्रिपरेशन ही नहीं की है, क्यों पैनिक होना? जिसके लिए प्रिपरेशन की है उसको पहले सही से एग्जीक्यूट करो, उसके बाद में देखा जाएगा जो भी है, राइट? सो यू शुड बी गिविंग एग्जाम on your own rules. That is the key to crack any exam. And what are the key instruments to beat any competition? Time and brain. Invest more and more time. Invest as much time as you can. Be it in the planning. Just evolve around your goal, right? You just be always thinking about your goal only. So invest as much as time you can. If you are not feeling well to study more, then plan better. Then think, if I haven't done anything, if I'm sleeping tonight and I am going to give exam tomorrow morning, whatever syllabus I have covered, that only I do know, then how will I crack the exam? Because you would have seen the papers earlier. आपने पहले ही पेपर देख के रखे हैं, आपको पता है कि पेपर में ऐसे ऐसे क्वेश्चंस आते हैं, इतना कट ऑफ है वो आपको पहले ही पता है, उसके बाद ही आपने एग्जाम सिलेक्ट किया कि मैं ये एग्जाम की प्रिपरेशन कर रहा हूँ, तो आपको सब कुछ पता ही होगा पहले से, राइट? अब आप सोचो कि अब मैंने अगर आज कल सुबह ही पेपर देना है, मैं और कुछ सिलेबस कवर ही नहीं कर पाता, तो मैं कैसे कट ऑफ के ऊपर आने की ट्राई करूंगा? सो दिस लेजी, बी लिटिल बिट हैविंग, व्हेनेवर यू फील लेजी, then think like that, get the smart ways where I can score the maximum marks, right? And use your brain. Time and brain are most important. And do not panic. Even if you are giving the exam and you don't know anything, then you just take the experience. You just try to take the experience, like how it feels, what are the questions, how is the atmosphere, right? Experience is also important. That will help you in the next exam. If you are going to fail this time, there is always the next time, right? Nobody have told you that you can give this exam only one time. At least you can give 3 to 4 times. Then use your time and brain accordingly. Invest time, use your brain always. These are the only factors which affects which matters while preparing for any competitive exams. Only these basic questions, if you can cover all these basic questions in a fruitful manner, then you can crack any exam. Cracking exam is not difficult, because though it seems that competition is very difficult, but 50% of the competitors are not even preparing effectively, right? So you have just competition of 50%. 50% of the people are just giving GATE, but they haven't checked the previous year question papers also, and they are giving GATE. At one point, everybody does that, na? So keep it in mind. Competition is there, but effective competition is not there. You can beat the competition if you become effective. If you are clear in your goal, if you are playing game on your own rules, then you can clear any exam. So these are the only things you need to keep in mind. This one slide is enough to prepare a good strategy for cracking any exam, right? Thank you. That's it. Any questions?
Sir, we'll be taking questions at the end if that's feasible. Yeah, we'll be
Okay.
having. Yeah, we are
Okay,
having.
Bhargav.
Thank you so much, sir, for this wonderful presentation. And in the form of questions and answers, you're explaining that how the students can prepare, at what time they should start preparing, what should be the approach in preparing. Thank you so much, sir, for describing it so wonderfully. And I'm quite sure that students have benefited from it a lot, and they will be having some queries also. So we will not be able to take many questions as we are short on time. So yeah, we have now some announcement to make, and after that you can all ask questions. So now I'd like to call upon Rupesh Wankhede sir. So yeah, Rupesh Wankhede sir is here with us, and okay, Rupesh Wankhede sir, okay.
Okay,
I hope.
thank you so much, Bhargav. So I will not be taking much of your time. Until the time I do not tell to share the screen, please do not share the screen. Okay, so my dear friends, I welcome all of you to SGGS College. I first of all would like to congratulate you. You know, all of you have been studying very hard and finally you are into SGGS. And now, you know, we are looking for different career opportunities. All of you heard from so many speakers, you know, that there are so many opportunities after engineering one can look for. You know, someone can go for, you know, entrepreneurship, someone can go for, you know, studying German, someone can go for MS, you know, studying some government exam and so many things. But you know, the question comes that how should I know, how will I understand that which particular field is good for me? And for that reason, we are going to help you in that aspect as well as a voice club. You know, so we have seen so many opportunities till now, but then which is feasible and which is good for me? You know, if I tell some fish, you know, to climb on the tree, then fish cannot climb on the tree. But if I tell fish to swim in water, it will swim very fastly. You know, but that does not mean that if fish is not able to climb on the tree, that doesn't make that fish is, you know, someone who is not so good at. Like we get some less marks in engineering, people generally have this notion that he's not so clever. No, he may be clever in something else. Every one of us has something special in us, and we need to identify that, you know, what am I good at, and that we are going to help you. And for that, you know, for that we have brought something very special for you. And now I request my dear friend to please share the screen. So what is that special thing is here. So thank you, Krishna Khan. So this is the exam which is brought by Voice Club. You can make it full screen, you know, bottom in the right. Yeah, thank you. So Voice Club has brought this test for you. Test your personality exam, you know, type. So as soon as we hear about exam, immediately we feel, oh sir, already there are so many things and we have to complete 2 semesters in just 3 months. How will we study for this particular exam? You need not study for this exam. You know, this exam is just, you have to appear for the exam, you know, for 45 or 45 minutes or whenever. You have to write whatever comes to your heart, you know, whatever genuinely you feel about that question, you need to write. In this particular exam, we have different attributes like verbal, linguistic, logical, mathematical, visual, interpersonal, musical, naturalist, bodily, you know, so all these things, you know, will be tested, and accordingly everyone will get some score, you know, and that score, you know, is not like this is the first person, this is second, this is third rank. No, every one of you, after you attend this test, you know, you will be receiving an email in which there will be detailed report analysis. Your analysis will be done and you will be told, you know, that according to your answers or according to the type of personality that we have tested, we feel that this particular field is best for you. And in future, if you want some more guidance, you know, our seniors Voice Club members, they will be, you know, very happy to help you. If you qualify and if you know, appear for this exam, you know, there will be some benefits which you will get, and those benefits are as follows. You know, Voice Club is active club of our college. You know, all of you must be knowing this. It keeps on arranging so many things, and if you do not know about Voice Club, they will be telling you in future, you know, what Voice Club exactly does. So Voice Club keeps on arranging such kind of events in which there are technical and non-technical seminars as well. So you will get the club membership. That means whenever there will be some kind of seminars which are paid or which are free, if you are a club member, you will get it for free. There are 7 power packed seminars, you know, which are something called as Discover Yourself courses, which will be given to you for free. It is a certified course, you know, so that will be provided free for you after you appear for this exam. And you know, attached certificate upon the completion of that course, as I told you, your certificate will be provided. You know, also our students every year, those members of Voice Club who have been very consistently participating in the events, who are very active members of club, you know, they get the opportunity to do their internships in different you know, prestigious institutes. Like last year we had, you know, we could not have because of coronavirus, but prior to that we had internships in IIT Kanpur, IIT Kharagpur, NIT Rourkela, and these are to name some few. Okay, so you will get that opportunity, but for that, you need to be very consistent member of Voice Club. And also academic and placement guidance is provided. So these are some benefits. Apart from this, you will get opportunity whenever your college will start offline, or even though it is online, you will be the member of this club, and you will get, if you are interested, you will also get opportunity to coordinate such kind of programs, to learn how to manage this kind of programs, and how to be a public speaker, how to present yourself, communication skills, and so many other things. So just I request all of you, you have been taking about, you have been hearing about from so many 3 to 4 speakers, that what are different career opportunities, and there are some more. So I request that you appear for this exam, and then this exam will help us to know now what am I best fitting to. So that's it from my side. Now you will get some questions that how can I appear for this exam. So our coordinators of this particular exam, they will contact you through they will contact you through email or WhatsApp. So that's it from my side. So thank you, Bhargav, for your time. Thank you so much.
Thank you
And
so much.
all of you, let me also tell you that this particular examination is being conducted in SGGS for the first time. We conduct this particular exam in various institutes, IIT Bombay, and different other colleges. So this is a golden opportunity, and take maximum advantage. Thank you so much. Yes, Bhargav, thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, Rupesh sir. Yeah, I forgot to mention that Rupesh sir is also one of the alumni of our college only, and he has been a bronze medalist from a mechanical department. Yeah, so sir, as sir mentioned, this particular exam is very important for all of you, and so many activities we conduct at Voice Club. So yeah, really a very interesting exam. So don't worry about the registrations. You'll be given registration links on your WhatsApp groups on which you are added for as you register for this wonderful session. Yeah, so you'll be getting the links. So don't worry about that. So now, yeah, now we have yeah, all the details will be posting on the groups only. You will be getting. So don't worry about the details. So yes, so now we can take some questions. If you have some questions, you can ask. So yeah, we will not be able to cover all the questions of yours, but some questions we can take. So each like one or two questions for each panel member. I request if in the audience students have any questions, they can put it on the chat box. It would be really nice. Yeah, so in according to that we can go further for the questions and answers. Yes, so now if you have any questions, yeah, so now I'm having one question. So I think Pawan sir, if he's there, he can answer this question. So the question is, sir, is it necessary to take coaching for GATE examination?
It's not specifically if you are good in academics, and if you are learning every time, working hard for every subject in the within academics in the 4 years, so there is no specific need for coaching. Even myself, I did only 2 months coaching at Hyderabad, and there itself, in Hyderabad faculty also very good, and they were also saying if you are good in academics and you did strategic planning, as our Amrish sir said also, then I will say, I should say ki 60%, 70% is your thing, 30% coaching thing is there.
Yeah, thank you so much, Pawan sir. So another question. So yeah, you can all ask questions relating to the various discussion that we had with panel members. Yeah, all of you can ask questions. So there's another question regarding GATE only, that if you clear GATE in first attempt and have the opportunity to join the top PSU and IIT, what should be our choice? So the question is from Yash. Yes, Pawan sir, can you kindly answer this? I'll just paste it here to everyone. Yeah, this is the question that
I actually I haven't heard question properly. Can you repeat it again?
Yeah, yes, sir, I have pasted it. It says that if you clear GATE in first attempt and have the opportunity to join the top PSU and IIT, then what should be our choice?
So basically, what you are looking for, that is the question. If you are looking for money and government placement, then obviously you should go for PSU, because in PSU you will get a good package, and with the it's a government company, and in IIT you will get ample opportunity for research. If you want to go for other multinational companies, you will have opportunities, or any companies.
Thank you so much, Pawan sir. Yeah, some more questions are coming. Yeah, so if yeah, so can you please share information for tips for jobs or immigration to Japan? So yeah, if Saira sir is there, if we can answer this question, I think Saira sir.
Was it regarding immigration to Japan? Or,
Yeah, yes, sir.
just the higher studies?
Yeah, it is saying that information for tips for jobs in Japan, and what about like how we can approach that.
See, friend, about Japan, what I've heard, I'll share you. In depth knowledge I don't have, but for Japan, the most important thing is language. Like the Japanese people, they hardly believe in learning the English language, so they generally communicate in their own language only. So if you are very good at Japanese, then you can go for it. Otherwise, you can start learning from now onwards, even for studying or for work purpose.
Thank you so much, sir. So another question from Nachiket, that what career opportunities, posts or exams are there for becoming an government engineer? Yeah. So if Amrish sir, the question is like this. I request all of you.
Hello, Nachiket. Nachiket, every year when UPSC publishes the timetable, along with that, they also mentions what are the qualifications required and where you can apply. So when there is a specific requirement of a specific stream of engineer, there will be specified. And apart from that, you can apply for each and every post you like, right? There are so many general posts. But there are some specific posts from engineering background for a particular stream of your engineering. But there, apart from that, there are plenty of other jobs for which you can also apply. So you need to see the calendar of a year, whether this year for my particular engineering branch there is a specific job or not. If it is there, then apply for that as well as the others as well. You can when you are preparing for general studies, you can give any exam. It will improve your general studies, like it will improve your question approach. How can you answer the question? So if you are particularly thinking about cracking the government exam and getting the government job, then it is very, very necessary to apply for as many exams as you can. Because though you may not clear the exams for which you are not targeting and preparing, but at least the general aptitude portion you can clear, and you can make your approach better for the exam. So if you want to play cricket better, then you need to play more and more cricket, right? Just like that. If you want to get better at the clearing government exam, then you need to give more and more exams. It will definitely improve your approach. So that's it. You just need to look at the UPSC calendar, or nowadays you can look at the YouTubes as well. You check the YouTube video particularly meant for your branch. So it will give you in detail, in-depth analysis with the pay scale as well. So you can definitely do that. YouTube is the shortest and smartest way to get the initial information. Don't rely it for the clearing the exam. It will not help you in clearing the exam. But at least to get started, to get initial phase, YouTube is very helpful. So rely on the YouTube for getting started, right? Then you can figure out your own way.
Yes, Amrish sir, there is one more question regarding this only, that how engineering can help us in civil services exams, and what branch to choose for that.
What branch to choose that? Can you repeat the question again?
Yeah, I'll just go to the question. Yeah. So Shivam is asking that, sir, how can engineering benefit us in civil services? And if it can benefit, which branch should we prefer?
See, civil services, Shivam, civil service is quite different thing, right? You can, it does not matter whether you are an engineer or you are a chemist, because the general studies will focus on really more in the interviews as well, unless you are applying for the specific post, which is relevant to your subject, right? There are two types of post in civil services. One is related to your specific subject, and the other is general, like being IAS and also. Obviously, you can take give the IAS exam on the basis of the background of your study. So their engineering will definitely help you. If you are good at engineering, then hold it. Don't say that, okay, I will focus more on general studies now, and I will give less attention to engineering. That is not a good strategy. If you are already good at a particular subject, hold it, as well as try to improve your general studies and other approaches, right? And which branch to choose? I don't have Shivam, I don't have many idea about engineering background, right? I am a particularly BSc, MSc chemist, and then I am doing PhD at IIT Bombay. So I don't have that engineering background, so I cannot help you in that. But you can ask Pawan sir or some other faculties who have engineering background, so they can give you a better answer.
Thank you so much, Amrish sir. So yeah, there is one question for Bhim sir, that it's being asked that for a startup, what will be basic things we should develop in us in order to fulfill the requirements of a good entrepreneur? I think this question is asked by Yash.
Okay. So primarily the points which are very important to start with a good startup is like what kind of problem you're going to solve and what is the impact of the problem. So, and hello, am I audible?
Yeah, yes, sir. You're completely on.
Yeah. So you can just type in the message for me on the chat box. Yeah. I got it. Yeah. So what needs to be developed is the first point is what kind of problem you're going to solve. So I know that this is going you must all be in your first year or second year or your third year. But when you are like going through the process of engineering, you are going to develop a taste for the subjects, right? Most of you will feel comfortable with civil, most of you feel comfortable with chemistry. And so in that overall fields, you will select a few, you will come across a very different set of problems around you, right? So for me it was IT. And for that I started to understand how the problems can be solved with software programming. That was my main intention. So I went to different coding platforms like HackerRank, Code Forces, then CodeChef, and I started participating over there, and I started to gain the basic understanding of solving a problem through programming. And then I started that initiative to understand more about which kind of problems are there in computer science. So there are basically two problems that are NP hard and not NP hard basically. So we need to understand what kind of problems we are going to face, and NP hard is solvable or not, or NP if it is not solvable we should drop it, or if it's solvable then we should move on to what is the solution for it, right? So later on in when you have an experience with programming, then you have to understand the mathematical background for it also. So every time you try to solve a problem, you try to formulate a basic understanding of maths around it. How is going to suffice the understanding of maths, your mathematical ability to understand. So that doesn't mean that you need to be very good at mathematics. So basic understanding of mathematics on functions and what is the role of different variables in it, and what are the function relation with respect to each other will suffice you to understand the basic meaning of the problem, right? And this is how you develop your mental ability, and then your mathematical ability. And the third part is good communication. Good communication very much, because at later stage of your life, when you are in startups, you're communicating a lot with the people who know you and people who don't know you also. So you must be very attentive, and very attentive towards what kind of problem they are facing as a team, and you should be the person who is going to understand the problem and come up with a solution, and in a common vision of for the team. That is very important, right? And after that, uh, every entrepreneur must be a big dreamer. That is a joke for me, a lot of people, for you also, but certainly every dream has to be, मतलब you should try to dream what needs to realize after certain time of your life. So it took me 4 years to understand that I want to be an entrepreneur. So in my first year engineering to later working out with the last year of my engineering, I was very sure that I am going to take leap into entrepreneurship, and I did the same in 2016. And from 2016 to 2020, I am still in this field, and I'm trying to develop. I'm in a field where now the capital comes into. So I'm trying to understand how the capitals can be increased, and what is the financial basics of increasing the capitals, like funding and all stuff. So we are into this part of the entrepreneurship journey right now. So these are the basic requirement. You should you should be good with problem solving in terms of mathematical and in terms of communication, and you should be a very good you should be a good grasp you should have a good grasp of what we can say. You should have a very you should keep updated yourself with knowledge on internet on day-to-day basis, what is the real world problem statement around you. And if you find it very useful to solve it, then you should try to engage it in, and if it fits you, you should take a vision and come up with a solution on it in a later period of your life. Yeah.
Thank you so much, team sir, for that answer. And I hope Yash has mentioned some very nice comments also, that he has received some benefit from the answer, and he surely applied. So yeah, so I'm really sorry will not be able to take more questions now. So so at the end, this will be the end. I'll be concluding. So I really want to thank all the panel members, Amrish Dave sir, Sairaj Deshmukh sir, Pawan Mutapawar sir, Bhim Magadi sir. All of them came through their busy schedules. Despite their jam-packed schedule, they gave their valuable time to all of us. I'm really grateful on behalf of Boys Club, and I'm pretty sure all this discussion has brought up a new light and a way of approach that they should have, all the first year and newly admitted students. So thank you so much to all the panel members for their valuable time. Thank you so much, and thank you to all of you in the audience for listening so patiently and being till the end, and Dr. Arun Kumar Patil sir, and Ganga Prasad for arranging this beautiful session and being the Voice Club coordinator. Thank you so much. So we'll be ending here. So please do not forget to register for the type exam, and any further questions that can be communicated through us. So, yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you so much all for joining. Thank you so much. Thank you, Ankit. So yeah, we'll all be ending. So yes, Ganga Prasad, you can end the meeting. So thank you, Amrish sir. Thank you, Saira sir. Thank you again, Pawan sir and Dean sir, for your valuable time. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Bhargav.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Bhargav. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Saira.